Hello and welcome to today's video. It is a Sunday, so that must mean it's time for a travel related video with a little sprinkling of photography in. Today I'm going to share with you a few of the campsites that we've been to over the last year or so, where there's some great opportunities for photographs as well. They're in popular locations but stunning scenery, stunning coastlines and great campsites as well, so let's get into it. So, quick thing before I start, this video is being filmed or being recorded while we are still in COVID restrictions in the UK, so have a watch, make some notes, write down where you might want to visit, but do not visit please until we are allowed to do so. Let's be responsible, and without banging on about that any further, let's get on with it. Now, I'm not one of those people that can sleep in a tent and get up in the 4 o'clock in the morning, hike up a mountain in the pitch black to take a great view of a valley or something. Most of the time we go away on family trips, so we've got a little one with us who's coming up to 7 years old, and we have to cater for all 3 of us when we are travelling. So we like a few creature comforts where we stay in and around the campsites. So I'm going to be linking a few videos throughout this one to the campsites we've stayed at, to the places we visited. So look out for those in case any of those are of interest to you. And I want a little disclaimer: some of the video you're going to see in the next 10 minutes is pretty bad, because a couple of them were probably a couple of years ago now, so bear that in mind when you're watching them. It's no Steven Spielberg, but hopefully you'll get some value out of this, and let's start and see what we've got. So our number 1, this is in no particular order. These campsites are just in the order I put them. Number 1 doesn't mean it's our favourite, number 5 doesn't mean it's our worst, but let's crack on. Number 1 is ULWELL Cottage Holiday Park in Dorset. Now, this campsite is a couple of miles from the coastline of Swanage. You can get some pretty decent shots any time of the day really when you've got some scenery like this. It's also not far from places like Old Harry Rocks, Wareham, and of course Corfe Castle, which are, these places have been the subject of stunning photos over the years, particularly if you want to get up when there's no one around, beat the elements, beat the sunrise, and get those shots when there's no one around and you've got that morning or evening light. The campsite itself sits in the in the shadows of the Purbeck Hills. It has a cosy bar selling food and a fun indoor swimming pool, and it has one of the biggest play areas we've ever seen at a campsite. It's probably 2 or 3 football pitch sizes, so plenty of room to let the kids and dogs and husbands and wives run free. Perfect for families, in other words. Here is number 2, and it's a bit further along the Jurassic coast. It's DURDLE Holiday Park. I've done a full-length video on that, which I'll link somewhere here, and you'll see that it wasn't as brilliant as we thought it was going to be, but it was just after we opened up last year from the first lockdown, so they may have opened up in a bit of a rush, but the location is stunning. It probably just needed a little bit of TLC. A couple of things: DURDLE is famous for visitors, and it's been in the news a lot, so you will get lots of visitors coming and going past the campsite, and especially if you have the sea view pictures, which we did. So if you do want to get great shots of this place, and there are some great shots to be had, you will want to visit it out of the tourist season, or particularly out of hours when no one else is around, so bear that in mind. Not far from here is Lulworth Cove and Kimmeridge Bay and places like that. Lots of great little coves along the Jurassic coast here. All good opportunities for some decent photos. We've been to a few of them and took the best photos that we could on a family trip. So here's a few that you're looking at to have an enjoyment of. The holiday itself, like I said, is really, really popular. There's sea view pictures which we stayed on last time we visited. And there's also ones in the campsite itself. We last visited here, like I said, last year in 2020, which is just after it opened up. And the restrictions were just lifted for that summer, so it did need a spruce up. But like I said, check out the link I put in for the video and you can see more about that there. Campsite number 3 is Highlands End, and this is one of our favourite sites. It's right on the top of the cliffs near, I think it's Bridport. And if you get a camping site, if you get a pitch near the edge of the cliffs, you can get some stunning views going out down the coast. Be warned, it's very windy. Twice we've stayed there and twice we've had some wind that we've had to deal with, so we haven't parked right on the edge because of the wind. But as you can see, views are stunning. There's a footpath down to the beach from the campsite itself, which gives you the perfect opportunity for an early start. Really easy walk down there. Watch your footing if it's dark, but once you do get down there, I'm sure you're going to get some great morning photos with the sea and the cliffs and whatever other elements you're presented with. It's also not far from West Bay, which is a nice little fishing village. I think it's a fishing village, it may not be, but it's a nice little coastal village with cafes and famed for being the location of Broadchurch, the TV series where that was filmed. The campsite itself has got an indoor pool, it's got a bar, it's got a small soft play area. I think there's a play park there as well. And like I said, it's one of our favourite sites that we have been to, and we are probably going to revisit that one when we can in the near future, because there's some more things around the area we want to see. So we're now going to move on to campsite number 4. We're heading up to North Devon now, which is on the north coast of Exmoor National Park. Welcome to Lynmouth, this is our pitch. We stayed at Lynmouth Holiday Retreat up there, and it's a real quiet one. There's nothing to do actually on the site, but it is right on the edge of Exmoor National Park and it's not far from the coast. So although it's a bit of a steep walk to get down, we drove down. Parking can be tough down there, so bear that in mind. But it's a real great location on the edge of, like I said, the North Devon coast. We did a really good walk to Watersmeet House. We only went half. We went to Watersmeet House, but you can go even further than that. And some of the scenery and the walks were stunning. It's one of the most beautiful places I think I've visited since we've had the campervan. Head over to Valley of the Rocks if you want some more photo opportunities. You can get real close to the edge of the cliffs. Watch your footing, because there is a, there's no safety walls or anything, and it is right on the coastline, but well worth it if you can head out that way. North Devon coast, everybody. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. The campsite itself, like I said, is a quiet one. There's no pool, there's no soft play, there's no bar. There's a small shop, there's a pub next door. Check the opening times for the pub because it wasn't open 7 days a week when we were there. But it's a great little campsite and it's in really quiet if you want somewhere peaceful to go while you're checking out Exmoor and the North Devon coast, basically. So that was that one. Now our 5th and final site that we're going to look at today is Barley Meadow Touring Park, Exmoor National Park. No, it's not. It's right on the border of Dartmoor National Park, and it's a great place to be based and to explore that park and the surrounding area, obviously. While we were there, we visited Hayter Rocks and we did a nice cycle ride down the Granite Way cycle path, which is an old disused railway line. We paid a visit to the House of Marbles, which Max enjoyed, so that was a free thing to do. So there's some decent free, no, we didn't pay for any of those actually, apart from, did we pay for parking? I think we had to pay for parking, but that was all. So these are free things that you can do while you're there. Get some great photos, see some great sights, and it's great for all the family. The site itself is one of the smallest that we've been to. I think it only had about 30 pictures. Wasn't many, it was like a horseshoe, and it just went in one end, in one sort of side, round the horseshoe and back out the other side, or back out the same way. And I think it was like about 20 or 30 pictures, I think. Nothing there at all, tiny shop, toilets and showers obviously. No, there's no sort of play park or soft play or pool or anything like that, so really peaceful. We didn't see many children when we were there, so it is kind of like a real quiet park that you probably want to have a bit of peace and quiet at and not go running around being totally nuts about it. But we liked it. It was clean, it was tidy, really well kept, so definitely recommend that one. And it is near the national park, so great photo opportunities again. So there you have it. There's 5 campsites that we've been to in the last year or two that are right close to some brilliant sites in the south of England. great photo opportunities, even without getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Simple snapshots when you visit with the family, or like I say, if you want to get up early, catch the sunrise, catch the stay up late, get the sunsets. I'm sure that you're going to get some great photos in any of these locations, particularly the coastal ones, of course, because we all like a bit of coastal photography. And I think that's it. I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm not sure how long that was, hopefully not too long. I hope you found that useful. Please don't forget to hit the like button and give me a thumbs up, ask me anything, recommend somewhere that I can go where I can get some great photos with the family and not have to get up early. Love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and until next time, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.